Hi there, I am back with another video for you guys. I am so happy that you liked my Transformers animation video. And some of you asked that how I have done this in Blender. So in this video I will show my process. I will not going do a step-by-step tutorial here, but you will know everything about how I created that animation. But first, I want to show something. I noticed that 95% of people watching my videos are not subscribing. So, if you like my content and you want me to continue making these videos, please consider subscribing, because seriously I take time from my busy schedule to make these videos. Now back to our video. I made some step to make the animation. Create your vehicle. In my case it is motorcycle. Create the robot using your vehicle parts. Make every vehicle part to its separate object. Rig your robot. Give an animation like robot is getting up. Give some add-on animations to the vehicle parts also, like parts are going in and robots start coming out. Add the materials, background and sound. So step 1, create the motorcycle. I created this model almost 1 year ago. You can buy it if you want, link in the description. For making any model realistic you have to grab as many references as you can, not only Google images also from other sources. Like you can see I got references from review videos. You can also take pictures if have your vehicle already. Try to find references for each part if possible, also those parts which are not visible in images. Now we move to the robot. The robot is little tricky, as I don't have any concept already. I have to make this robot from combination of existing Transformer robots and some imagination. These are the main references for the robot. My robot design is mostly based on Bumblebee, so I grabbed many images of it. I also grabbed images from VFX breakdown videos and some concept arts which are available on Google. I break down my creation of the robot in some small steps. The first step is create a basic humanoid figure to understand the silhouette. Then add some details from the references, like gears, fingers, joints. Then add the vehicle parts on top of it. And finally add some add-on objects like arm guards, armors, head details, etc. This is a short time lapse of how I created the basic shapes for the robot. In the back we have Bumblebee reference to understand the body proportions. And I also use Bumblebee references to create the main parts. Do not make every part in super detailings. First, make some basic shapes, then adjust different objects to different places, and when you're satisfied with the look, add the details on it. Using this method and refinements you will get a decent model. Now I will show you how I added the vehicle parts on it. My reference look is from Mohawk. I like his wheels placements and overall feel. So take a screenshot of your basic robot model, open the vehicle model and see which part of vehicle will look good on robot. You can see Mohawk has a cool placement of wheels. I want that in my model, so I cut the wheel guard in half. You can see this part, the V-twin engine, it will place like chest of my robot. This part, the tank, I also cut this in half. It will be placed somewhere on legs or arms. I have also cut this part in half. I will use this on one of his arm. Now I am selecting the parts which I will use on the robot. So these parts as you can see are going to be used on the model. Now I will show you which part I have placed in which place. This part as you can see, I have used it here. And this part is this. You can see the headlight here, and the indicator lights also. The wheels are placed as same as the Mohawk. This is the seat. This part is also from the motorcycle. I also used the motorcycle shocker on the robot. This radiator cover will be used as abdomen of the model. This part is also from the motorcycle. I have cut this in half and adjusted the shape a little. This is the exhaust pipe. I made this connecting pipe separately for the robot. All these back parts are also from the motorcycle. The logo also from the vehicle. When I completed the model, I added these wires also to look cool. I made his face using these references and combining it with Bumblebee face. Now I will show you how I modeled this armor, which are represented in red color. Add a plane, then add a solidify modifier with some thickness, then add a bevel modifier with low amount. And then add a subsurface modifier. Now you can edit this shape, and start modeling as you want. I don't have any reference or concept, so I am doing this roughly just to show you. You can also select some edge, duplicate it, extrude and offset it a little. Using this method I managed to model all the red parts, as you can see, arm guards, some head armor and some small detailings. Rigging the robot. I built a very basic rig for this model. I have added bones to these layers here, for arms, legs, torso and head. This bone, as you can see, this is the bone in which I will parent the entire vehicle. Here, as you can see, the only visible object is the vehicle, which is parented on the bone. I will rotate the bone like this to make the leaning pose, so that my vehicle will be in the straight standing pose. Now the animation part. So for your basic understanding, I will show a very basic structure of the animation. The animation will be a simple transition between the vehicle and the robot. The main step you have to do is, make your parts of the vehicle will start going under, and parts of the robot will start coming out. You can break this in two simple steps, or I can say two animation layers. The first one is the main animation, in which you have to make the getting up motion, with the help of your armature rig. In this process the vehicle is parent with the waist bone. The second layer is about the extra animations, which includes the parts separating, parts going under the body, or parts coming out from different parts. First of all, make a dummy mesh for the motorcycle, separate the wheels and the body, and set the origins to the geometry. Parent the wheels to both the dummy wheels and the body to the dummy body. We have to make a dummy for the robot as well. But in this case we will use its own mesh, so hide the detailed parts and isolate only the main body parts. Then duplicate it, hide the original one and decimate it to lower the poly count. Bring the robot and the vehicle into a same file. Now as you can see we have our robot and the motorcycle. Hide the high poly motorcycle to just show the dummy mesh of both. We have three objects, main body, wheel 1 and wheel 2. Now what you have to do is, make your robot a laying pose, so that our waist bone will come closer to the vehicle. Now you have your laying pose, parent the vehicle body to the waist bone, with Ctrl P and bone. With your laying pose, add the keyframes also. As you can see, this is our basic movement of the process. The vehicle will go up and the robot body will come out. Now just enhance the animation and you will get a decent motion. This is our layer 1 animation. Now I will show the second layer, which is add-on animations. You can see the parts of vehicle start moving. All these parts are not connected to any bones or armature. They have their own keyframes. Just be creative and think which part will have what animation. As you can see, this wheel is parented to its wheel guard. These all parts are simultaneously animating. Here you can see, when the engine flipped, the arms came out. The arms have a keyframe of 0 scale at the starting. And also the legs. From this position the head will come out. Make sure the parts which you have selected for your robot will come to its position at the end of transformation. Here you can see the back wheel will come to its position and fit on the half wheel guard. These all motorcycle parts are same which is on the vehicle. They are coming to its position with keyframe animation. This empty, as you can see, the vehicle body is parented to this, and this is parented to the waist bone. One side note, the side indicator you see here, these are actually two different models. The vehicle one is different and the robot one is different. When the vehicle one is going to the robot position, it has a scale keyframe which goes 0 and the different one will come out. The parts which are not being used in the robot, such as wires, stand, other parts, will disappear gradually with scaling keyframes. The car is parented to this empty box. This damage, as you can see, these are actually shape keys on each parts. When our robot jumped to form back to the vehicle, I actually reversed the keyframes. I have parented the camera also to an empty, and made a simple camera motion. Now we can see the materials. These all materials are produced procedurally in Blender. All these materials are procedural which I have made. You can use these materials to any model which has UV or not. The materials have dust, rust, scratches, grunges, and edge damages. These are all materials I have used in the robot, some metals like brass, copper, gold, rusted metal, car paint with dust. You can download all these materials, link in the description. For the lighting, I have used this HDRI, it's from hdrihaven.com. Add a plane and project the ground texture to it, and make it shadow catcher. You can learn this technique in more details. This tutorial of mine will help you. You have to render 3 layers of output. One with subject and the transparent shadows, second with ground plane only, and third with the HDRI render. Now add both the layers to a compositing software like After Effects. Add the background, and add some FX elements like smoke, dust, sparks, flares, and finally add a good color correction and sound to the scene. So this is it. I know this is not a step-by-step tutorial, but it will help you in understanding the basic structure of this animation. Hope you like this, and if you do, Please hit a like to this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this.